This is Mark and Charity's Coffee Podcast.
Mark and Charity back after the Christmas break on December the whatever-th.
That pretty much sums it up.
Wow.
Even yesterday, I'm at home and I'm thinking, I know it's Tuesday. I have no idea what the date is.
Yeah.
None. It's like Christmas comes and then I know New Year's is coming, but the block in between is just bleh.
It's a few
And not
days.
in a bad way. It just kind of, it's just there. And I don't think I'm alone in that.
Nobody really takes part in anything.
No.
Some of us go to work and, you call this work.
Yeah.
Okay. And if you work retail, like you've been working your tail off all month and now Boxing Day, and that continues. But after that, it's all just kind of, bowl games, World Junior Hockey, and year-end lists.
You kind of just go with the flow, so to speak, and kind of just get through New Year's. And that's awful. But you're kind of just going to New Year's, and then, okay, we turn the calendar and away we go.
Did you have a good break, though? Did you have a good...
Oh, yeah. No, we had a great time. How about you?
Yeah, good times.
Yep.
Good times.
Is
Boys
everybody...
like the presents?
Yes, they did.
Because
they loved it.
Here's the things we knew of each other's families, what people were getting. So sorry, fellas, I knew about the bike, but that didn't disappoint, eh?
No,
Good for them.
No, it was a very happy morning. We all had a good day.
Good.
Christmas Day, and then of course Boxing Day too, and it was overall it was very, very nice. I get so stressed out. And we talked about this heading into the holidays, things to avoid.
Yeah.
And I never do. So as a mom, as a parent, I think just as an individual, trying to get everything done for Christmas, it's just go, 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 go. And maybe that's why this block of time is so, again, because you worry and you hurry and it just feels like I do anyway, feel like I'm constantly on the go. So when Christmas hits, it's kind of that time of... And it's nice. In a good way.
In a good way.
Yes. It's just everything's done.
Right.
Whether everything is done or not, it's done. And you can kind of breathe again.
But the last 4 days have kind of felt like one 96-hour day, just interrupted by a little bit of sleeping. And maybe,
it really does.
And maybe I changed my clothes twice. Maybe they were just the same
But isn't that what the holidays are about?
A little bit.
But you guys had a good time too?
Oh, yeah. No, we did. Steph goes back to Toronto
okay, so she's still.
today.
I wondered if she was still home or she was back.
So that's a little bit of getting back to normal.
Yeah.
And then we got today and tomorrow, and then it's New Year's.
And then we have another somewhat quote unquote break.
And we were supposed to get together with friends over New Year's. Now we're not going to. Mrs. Philbin not comfortable. That's fine.
Yep.
So we're going to. She and I are going to play board games all night, which is going to be highly competitive, and we'll probably end up with some hurt feelings. Mine. And because she's very good, and I'm always like, no, I don't want to play anymore. And then it'll be New Year's.
Take your game and go home.
2022.
Yeah, it's almost here.
And all that is. Going out of 2021, we're going to talk just a little bit about Spiderman and how huge it is in just a couple of minutes, because we have a guest who phoned in on the show this morning, which is really cool. But the testing is the big thing, and you and I had to do rapid antigen testing in order to come into the radio station. There are the standards by which we operate through a health unit, and then there's our company standards, and it's no holds barred. Everybody
with everything going on
super
around us.
Testing. Yep.
Yeah, we got the email over the weekend saying that when you come back, there's going to be tests on your desk, and please do them.
Because I have thought, it has occurred to me, what would happen if both you and I were to be on the bench? Not that you couldn't put a person in here to do this job. And one of my greatest fears is that they get somebody and find out anybody can do it. Once they find out how easy this job is.
The listeners would be, woohoo.
Oh, yeah. How long have we been putting up with these clowns? Oh, my gosh.
Well, and that's what, of course, the powers that be are trying to avoid, I think, by having us test when we come in. But it is funny. So there's 5 of us here in the morning, typically. First thing in the morning. There's the 2 morning shows, and then our news person. And the way it is now, you and I, you're mainly in the studio anyway, first thing in the morning.
I stay here.
So I'm at my desk, and then one of the other people from the other station is off, so they're gone this week. But then his co-host is in the studio. Like they've split us up basically.
Right.
We are not to be in the same room.
Yeah, don't even talk to each other
until we have to be, and then we got the glass still in between us,
right,
to kind of avoid that. So it's back in place.
And now, do we have to antigen test every day this week?
Yep.
We do. Hey?
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
That's why there's
3 of them.
Yep. 3
Right,
for you, 3 for me.
Just to make sure.
Yeah.
And the Quinte Mall in Belleville was one of, I don't know how many across the province, was handing out the box of tests, 5 to a box, 1 per household, because I heard the Yorkdale Mall was just a mess in Toronto.
Oh, the footage they were showing before Christmas, it
Wow.
was. It really was.
Yeah, to just pick them
It was
up.
orderly. Like, it wasn't the crowd gathering.
Yeah, I'm not saying it was a mob, but
yeah, a lot of people in line to get these tests. And
I'm not sure how many they had, because they said
1,000 at Yorkdale. At Yorkdale, it was 1,000 they were handing
per
out.
day.
I believe so.
Yeah, and that doesn't
Here at the Quinte
sound
Mall,
like
I don't
lot.
know.
Even if it was 1,000 or 500 here at the Quinte Mall, they were gone by 10 o'clock on Monday. I don't know how long yesterday. And by the time we tape and record this, I don't know how long it'll be today.
Yeah, we
but
started
it won't last
getting
long.
texts just after 8. Thank you to the listeners who sent that in. But they said it was because you said they entered where the old Sears was. So at the back of the Quinte Mall and just after 8 o'clock. And they weren't starting to hand them out until when? 9?
9 o'clock.
It was wrapped around Toys R Us. So it
Yeah.
was down the length of the mall and started around the corner.
Yeah.
Almost an hour before they were
Yeah.
prepared
And now,
to hand them out.
once they open them up, the doors open, they hand you, you go.
very
So
quick,
You don't have
yes.
to show ID. You don't have to be like
But
it.
that's a lot of people to me. In my mind, I'm
Yeah.
thinking that's a lot of people to be standing there waiting.
And you got to like the people around you. You gotta. You know what? Say what you will about the pandemic and how much we all want to be out there. Yeah, I want to get out there with the people I want to get out with and nobody else.
Yeah.
Because
It's very true. I will say having the test at home, though, because the kids, of course, were sent home with test kits, there is something very reassuring. And I said that before. It's nice knowing that we have that. So if we suspect, we can do a test and then proceed as we need to. But it is nice.
You said something which gave me pause. You said, and only if you suspected you've been in contact with somebody, but if you already have symptoms or you already feel a cold, skip this test and go right to a regular one?
Yeah,
I
they
would
say
have
in the
thought the other way
instructions
around.
if you have any of the symptoms of COVID, so fever, headache, cough, they said don't do the antigen test. You're not supposed to. You're supposed to go and get an actual go to a testing clinic, go to the hospital, go somewhere and actually have a professional do it.
Do it.
Yeah.
Okay, good idea.
Yeah.
But anyway, we had ours this morning, which makes me now a healthcare professional.
So you say.
I'm practically, I'm just a piece of paper short of being a doctor, I think now, because I was able to do it.
That's what I'm sure many in the medical field would agree with you.
I sent a picture to my wife and I said, guess what? I'm not pregnant.
And you know, that's when you see it, because people have been posting them, the negative tests.
Yeah.
And that's immediately, I'm either negative or I'm going to have a baby in 9 months. Like, it's kind of that
all it
feeling.
is.
I haven't done this since I thought I was pregnant. And now
But
it's a little different.
I did
but
it wrong because I went and I peed on my test, and that's not how it works.
Yeah, don't do that.
Don't do that. But anyway, in all seriousness, we did them and we came up negative, and they're easy to use. And here's hoping you never have to use one. But statistically speaking, somebody who's listening will have to at some point.
Yeah.
So hope you got your kits
nice
to be
to
okay.
have.
Okay, so it crossed the $1 billion mark. Spider-Man No
gosh.
Way Home did. You went and
That's
saw it?
how our Christmas holidays started.
Yep.
I'd say my Christmas holidays. Yeah, we finally went and saw it Friday, Christmas Eve. Best time to go see it. First thing in the morning.
Yeah.
Nobody was there. I want to say, and I had people asking me, because again, hesitant to go to a theater. And you and I talked about that.
Yep.
I want to say maybe 20 people in the theater.
Okay.
Maybe. It
That's
was
what
awesome.
shocks me. It makes all this money. Nobody's going.
Well, just different times. They're offsetting.
Gotta be.
But
Yeah.
it was fantastic.
Glad you loved it.
My gosh.
Yeah.
We all loved it. My son could not stop talking about it. So I'm not surprised that it has made, yes, over $1 billion and broke records around the world. So just a few. Second highest opening day in history, which we knew.
Right.
Best December opening of all time. Spider-Man No Way Home.
Will never be touched.
No, not for quite a while. Third biggest opening worldwide of all time. Biggest opening for Sony of all time, because it is Marvel, but it's still Sony. They still have the rights to Spider-Man. Second biggest domestic debut of all time, just behind Avengers Endgame. Biggest December opening, as I said, of all time. Internationally, biggest in Mexico. second biggest in India, third biggest in Australia, fifth biggest in Russia. So there you go. It's just big.
They're big.
It's just insane.
And two people who went to see it got the shock of their lives. Mark Hurst, former Belleville resident, his son Andrew works special effects and is a graphic designer extraordinaire.
Out of Kingston. Has his own business out of Kingston.
For whatever reason, however, he was contacted them. I don't know how that business works, but submitted some graphic works for the movie. And they contacted him and said, well, it's probably not going to make it. And so he said, okay. Then they watched the movie. Here's his dad, Mark Hurst.
Yeah, so Andrew and I go to the show a fair bit, and we went to Spiderman, started watching it. About 20 minutes into the show, I looked over, and Andrew was crying. So he had tears coming down his face, and I asked him what was up. I had no idea. And he said, that's my work. When James Jonah comes on the screen, all the graphics around him and behind him were work that Andrew did. And he said that he had no idea it was going to be in the movie.
And
that's incredible.
On the big screen.
Exactly. And the story about Andrew is, since he's been a little kid, we go to the movies, he sits at the end and watches the credits, and he usually cries saying, someday I'm going to have my work on the big screen.
That's amazing.
So it's something he's always wanted to do, and he's followed through with it. Now, tell us a little bit about Andrew himself. You said he's in Kingston.
Yeah, Andrew lives in Kingston. He runs a small graphics company called Yellow Lab, and he basically does work for all the big companies around the world. He refuses to leave Kingston. He had chances to go to New York, Los Angeles, Vancouver, Toronto, and he just tells them no. He wants to stay close to Kingston. He likes the area, and he's been really successful. And as a dad, you can never be more proud of your kids when they just chase their dreams.
So he didn't know it would be in the movie either then?
No, they had told him it was going to get cut because they had to make some choices, and that stuff wasn't going to be there.
Wow, what an incredible, and I'm sure Marvel films, as anyone knows, you stay for the end credits anyway, you have to, but this one especially, his name would be up there on the screen.
It wasn't, because he did it subcontracted for another company, but he showed me the company, said that's the one I did.
That's the one,
That's me right there.
And he knows it. You can't take that moment away from him. What's he working on now? Is it all top secret from here on in?
No, he does a lot of the big one he's doing right now is a charity thing for Pinball Clements. There's a big graphics display that he's doing. It's a pinball machine, and it's for a charity, and he showed me some of that work, and it's just amazing.
Amazing. That's great.
What an incredible story, Mark. Thank you so much for joining us and sharing this with us.
Well, thank you, and you guys have an awesome day and a happy New Year.
Great story. Follow your dreams, right? Follow your dreams.
Absolutely. Never give up. And to be part of, as I said there, if you're going to be part of something,
yeah,
this is what you want to be a part of.
Yeah.
Not just Marvel, but Spider-Man No Way Home. It's incredible.
I'm still surprised that it could be in and he didn't know. They didn't. But again, there's probably 1 billion people who contribute something. And as he said, his name isn't actually on, but his company was. The company that he worked for has subcontracted with the...
Exactly.
He knows it's him, and that's good enough. But can you imagine the graphics he worked on, submitted in, and there it was. And he looks at, why are you crying? Like, I get it. It was good. Why are you? Yeah. That's mine. That is me. That's so remarkable.
And to hear that as a kid.
Yeah.
I'm going to have stuff. I'm going to have my work on the big screen one day.
How many times
do that.
driving your kids to the arena, they say after watching, like, say, the World Juniors right now, Mom, Dad, one day I'm going to play. I'm going to play on Christmas Day in a Canadian jersey. That's a dream. So to sit in a movie theater and say it and make it happen, wow.
Just incredible.
Wow.
Well, you do have to want it. And clearly Andrew did. He wanted to do it, and he loves doing it. And here you go. There's the payoff.
And you're 8 years old, you say it, but the guy is in his mid-30s now, and he made it happen. He stuck it out, made it happen. So.
And as a parent, too, to see to have that, for Mark to have experienced that with him, not just be proud of your child for achieving your goal, And knowing that, yeah, he wanted to do this all his life, but to be there with him.
When the aha moment.
Yeah, when he sees it, when he realizes and to see the reaction and to feel it with him, that to me, when Mark was talking, when he started talking about that, again, as a parent, that's all you want, right? You want that happiness for them and that feeling of achievement that, yeah, it's just a good story.
That's good. Coming up tomorrow, New Year's traditions and bad things don't do. Don't have an empty wallet on New Year's Day, for example.
Really?
Then you'll have no money all year. All these fun things.
Oh, so superstitions we should avoid.
Be very careful who the first person is you invite in your house on New Year's Day.
Oh, day.
On New Year's Day, like after midnight. All of these crazy traditions.
Now I'm going to be careful.
Yeah, so we'll have some of that on the show tomorrow morning. It is a throwback Thursday for Burger Revolution. New Year's Day by U2. Let the Good Guys Win from Tom Cochran, Murray McLaughlin, Paul Hyde. Get your voting in. It's all part of the Mark and Charity Coffee Podcast here on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and right here off of our social media sites out of Belleville, Ontario, Canada. Closing in on New Year's Day 2022. Enjoy your Wednesday.